Hi, my name is Nicole, and welcome to the Soft Echoes of Shikanda. So I'm starting a YouTube channel again, and I'm hoping to be more consistent. The reasons why I'm starting this YouTube channel is because I would love to start practicing the things that I have garnered along the way on self-compassion and self-care. I tend to be my own worst critic. And I'm hoping that this space, me doing these videos would help me be able to voice it out loud and put it into practice. And hopefully, if you go through the same, more often than not, we do tend to be our own worst critics. If you're going through the same struggles that I am, then you can relate. Hopefully you can find something in here that is for you and how to just move along with life and the different things that life throws at us that we might not be prepared for or ready for. So thank you for joining me on this journey. I want to say that I'll have a personal relationship with each of these videos. Anything that comes out as something that I'm either dealing with or have dealt with before in the past, and hopefully I can help someone in their journey in a way where they don't necessarily have to go through what I went through. And even if they are going through it, then hopefully I can open your mind up to tools on how you can go about that particular situation. So you are allowed to treat yourself with gentleness. Now imagine this. Imagine you have a dear close friend and they give you a call and they're crying and they're in tears and they're like, hey, is it okay if we can talk? I'm going through, for example, I've just lost my job, or my partner just broke up with me, or I've just missed this big opportunity because of this, and that. As a good friend, what would you do? Literally, you stop everything, right? If you're able to, that is. And you give them space. You give them space to vent, to rant, to cry. You hold them during that tough period, whether it's a day, whether it's a week, whether it's a season. That's what good friends do, right? Now imagine it's you going through that. How do you talk to yourself? Does your tone change? When you're talking to your friend, similar situation, talking to your friend, I'm really sorry this happened. I'm sure there's a way we can go about this and we can walk through this. I'll be here to support you and to hold you. But when it's you, what happens? Oh, you're so dumb. How could you be so foolish? How could you make so many mistakes? When will you ever learn? What's wrong with you? Why can't you be like the other people? And it completely changes. Unfortunately, we're able to offer grace and gentleness to people, but we're not able to accord ourselves the same grace and gentleness. So the gentleness subsides and the angry critic, shapes and takes form into this being that just hates everything about itself, that is so negative, that is so harsh. And more often than not, where does that lead us? Imagine if all the times you had gone through something painful, something that maybe you thought brought shame, and shame is actually a really bad thing. Maybe one day we'll talk about that. Guilt is good. Shame? Now imagine if you had held yourself during those difficult times. Would you say then the outcome of how you were, when you were holding yourself and being kind to yourself, would you say that outcome was different? I think so. I think the many times that I have self-criticized myself in a way where it is, in condemnation, I think I'd have been at a much better place even after that event is over if I had really held myself. And why do we learn this? Where do we learn this? It's because growing up for a lot of us, criticism in a way where it can bring us down and tear us apart was shown or was presented to us as care. Teachers, maybe parents, maybe just society in general. When you did something wrong, it was you were dumb, you were foolish. And we learned that, it's learned behavior. We learned that and we took it in and we said, whenever I make a mistake, I am stupid, I am dumb, I'm foolish. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean self-love means just, it's a very fine line of loving yourself and loving what you think are your weaknesses and completely disregarding, being indifferent towards it, not wanting to improve or grow. We all have space to improve. We all have space for growth. That's not what I mean. I mean holding yourself, even when you make a mistake, even when you make a known mistake, because self-compassion in the long run ends up building resilience. The other side just breaks you down and breaks you down and breaks you down. And so many people are led into depression and anxiety because it's not a constructive way on how to go through difficult times. It never has been and it never will. You don't push yourself till you break for you to say that you have done well. It's loving yourself through the process. And self-love and self-acceptance for me is such a big deal. For so many moments in my life, I did not allow myself to love who I am at that particular moment. In my struggle, in my defeat, in my failure, I beat myself and I beat myself and I beat myself. Farther and farther and farther. And every time I would make a mistake, I am emphasizing in my head and in my brain that yes, you are in fact foolish. Yes, you are in fact not as smart as you thought. So when an opportunity is coming for me to, maybe something that I've loved, something that, would take me to the next level, then my self-harsh, judgy critic comes out very strongly and says, no, but remember, you're foolish. What do you mean you want to? No, you're not smart enough. You're not funny enough. You're not creative enough. So why would you? And I identified with that. I'm not saying I have figured it out. That's why I'm making this YouTube video, so that I can now start to actually practice the things that I have learned. But yeah, you're allowed to meet yourself where you are in this exact moment. Look around. How do you feel? What's going on in your head? Are you judging yourself? Are you comparing yourself? Especially living in a world of social media, right? We compare ourselves to our peers in real time. You open Instagram and there it is. You open LinkedIn, oh gosh, there it is. You open whatever it is, right? And you're sitting and maybe you took a test and you failed. You were let go at work, or maybe you missed a really huge opportunity where if you had put this and this and this and this in place, maybe you would have gotten it. Look at where you are right now. And how do you feel towards yourself? Are you being your worst enemy right now? The parts of you that you think are dark, that you think are too weak, that you think are imperfect, those parts need the most love. I wish you could embrace yourself. I am hoping that you can give those parts of you a hug, because that's exactly what they need. We don't move with fear. We move from a place of love. There's nothing that can compare to love, including self-love and self-acceptance. Also that I didn't do, and I did, and I did, and I didn't do, and I'm so useless. And it's giving you the illusion of control, right? Like, I made a problem. I need to be the one to fix it. I've been the problem the entire time. I need to be the one to fix this. I need to stop being this. I need to stop. It gives you an illusion of control, right? But you're not a problem to fix. You're a person to care for. You don't build self-confidence from a place of showing yourself cruelty. Cruelty only makes you feel smaller. You cultivate self-confidence from self-love. trust. Trusting yourself, and with consistency, then you begin to see a difference. Because I have a cousin that says it always starts in the mind. You have to be able to think that you are. So yes, I made a mistake, but this mistake does not define my worth. Yes, I didn't get that A, I got a C, but this C does not determine my value. My value is inherent. It's there because I am. So when you're having a hard time getting up, going to work, or going to school, or going to your placement, your rotation, or going for your internship, it's your first day on the job and you feel like you have no idea what's going on. First week, first month, you're still like, oh my God, I feel so lost. What's wrong with me? Am I an imposter? Stop. Take time. Breathe. And examine what you need. And we are in a society of grind. If you're not getting your grind going, if you're missing a day, if you're missing half a day, you are a failure. You're going to fail. Are you seeing the economy? Everything is going to collapse and you're not going to be... Hey. Yo. We're human beings. Hello? We're human beings. We're not AI. We're not robots. We're human beings. So whenever you're feeling burnt out, tired, you need to take a break. Take the break. Put in place that this time and this day or this week, I'm going to take care of myself. And what is taking care of yourself? It's not running to social media to scroll for 6 hours. I mean, I have no problem with social media, but personally, I've never seen that as a way to actually solve what's going on inside. It's usually just a distraction. And so I'm recommending doing things that bring you back to yourself. If it's making a YouTube video, go ahead, do it, post it, record it, edit all of that. If it's making a painting on a canvas, do that. If it's sketching, do that. If it's talking to friends, do it. If it's taking yourself out on a nice dinner, do it. Even if it's just waking up and showering and brushing your teeth that morning, do it. If it's having a nice breakfast, do the things that bring you back to yourself. Because that's the only way we grow. The distractions only do so much. They just distract. They stop running away from yourself. Face what's in front of you. Face what's inside you. Also, you don't need permission to take yourself seriously. Just because people have not noticed that you're going through something difficult does not mean that it is not difficult. You don't need someone to recognize you to say, oh, I see that you're in pain. Let me give you space. Learn to give yourself that space. So maybe because you might be in a space that does not necessarily acknowledge your struggles, the different things that you could be going through, it does not mean that you don't deserve rest, gentleness, kindness. So I'm inviting all of us today to be our own friends. Invite yourself in, meet yourself, and love yourself. Ask yourself what you need. Your body speaks. Oh, it does speak. Let your soul talk to you and ask it, feel like I'm unable to do what I had said to do today. So what are you saying I need? Am I able to squeeze in even 5 minutes? You can try and say, no, I'm not. Okay, what can we do instead? Is it a nap that we need? Is it sleeping in that we need to do today? And I'm not saying this just happens for a day. Sometimes it's seasons. Sometimes it's a whole month. And I never want anyone taking time for yourself to grow. I don't want you to feel like, oh, but I'm going to get behind. I'm not. Behind who? Behind where? Behind what? Last I checked, it's your own path, your own journey. There's no rush. Where are we going? Take your time. By being truthful and honest to yourself, you're able to hear your body, see how it feels, give it what it needs, and move. And if that day all you want to do is eat ice cream and watch a movie, do that. So what I mean basically is loving yourself during a stressful time holds you together, gives you a safe haven in a way where self-condemnation will never never, ever, 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 ever be able to. You can and you will. You can be your own friend and you will be your own friend. And when we're facing difficult or challenging times, let's meet ourselves where we're at and then move from there on. And let's see if that makes a difference. I have a very strong feeling it will. I'm excited to try it. I have been trying it. The thing I've been dealing with most is shame. And there'll be more on that as I navigate this journey. Yeah, hopefully it does that for you as well. All right, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. All right, bye.